Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome.
Good evening,
Welcome,
Chair.
welcome to spring. Isn't it wonderful? I'll call the meeting to order at 6:01. I'd like to entertain well, let me read our statement of commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion first. The Scituate Waterways Commission is committed to providing an environment of respect during meetings. We ask that all members to interact in a polite manner, even when there is a disagreement. We value the participation of our community and want all participants, including marginalized and minoritized communities, to feel welcomed and respected. We ask our committee members and all who participate to commit to these standards to support and respect our community. Thank you. Big thanks to Officer Michael Orr for getting the building open so we could have our meeting. Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
MBC. Any discussion? Hearing none. Brian Cronin,
Aye.
Brian Kelly,
Aye.
Dave Sinkowski. I saw him.
He was on.
Okay, we'll come back to him. I don't see Howie yet. No Dave Haley. TJ,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
and Dave says yes. That passes.
Aye.
Aye. Want to thank Katie for being here again and covering once again. Katie, thank you very much. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of March 4th? Yes, sir.
I have one edit, right near the end, in the question and answer section, I'm identified as Rick Murphy.
So I always think of you as Rick Murphy. I don't know why.
I thought you Murphy, no one.
That's not my name.
And I-
It's another
I
rugged,
always have
handsome
to-
man.
Right there, sign in sheet, Richard Murphy. I don't know what the problem is.
Were there any other comments or changes for the minutes of March 4th? Look behind me, seeing none. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes with the change to Rick Murray from Rick Murphy.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Seconded by Rick Murray.
Thank you. We'll do a roll call. Brian Cronin, Brian Kelly.
Aye.
Did Dave Sinkowski get back? That's a negative. Rick Murray,
Aye.
TJ,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
myself, David. That passes. Thank you, everybody. There is no correspondence. Item 5. Item 6, Chairman's Report. I'd like to say thank you to Brian for holding the fort down while I was away. Nice job. Item B, annual ethics training. They have to be done on an annual basis. Every other year, you've got to go through the hour-long presentation to review all the ethics through the state of Massachusetts. And then on your off year, you just have to go on and just sort of go through a couple quick questions. And that one takes about 2 minutes. So if you have not done that, please do so and get that information to Kathy down at the clerk's office. It's very helpful for us to make sure that we are properly vetted by the state government. And I'll probably ask Stephen to talk a little bit more about this, but for everybody that doesn't know, today begins the new mass boating law. It starts today. Stephen, what are the basic parameters of that? Besides the fact that we're going to have to all get take a
We're
vote.
gonna have to get voting class. We can take it online. There are classes through the environmental police in person. I believe there's one going on this month in Marshfield. But voter, I have the website. I can send it to you.
And I'll
And you
blast
can
it out.
forward it
there,
out
but
to everybody.
Sure, happy to do that.
We're actually, I have my staff, any of the seasonals that don't have it, they're taking it online in the office, so.
If you've taken it like 10 years ago, you took a course?
It's good, but you have to,
I
do you
still
have the
my
card?
Yep.
And you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, Dave.
We can hear you, Dave.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
He's back. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Stephen.
Yeah, so if you took it in the past, like I had a friend that took it and they have this big piece of paper.
Yep, yeah,
And I guess that works as well.
okay,
So, but there is, if you've taken it more recently and lost the card, there's a website called either Find My Card or Find My Card, I believe.
Yeah,
But it doesn't go back very far,
no, not 10, 15.
maybe. Yeah. Cause my friend took it in April of '98 and they didn't have it.
Yeah, I had to take one in Virginia. In 2014, I was able to get my card last week, actually. So at least it goes back about 12 years,
Okay. Good. Thank you,
back when I
TJ.
was stationed down there. Yep. And also
Coast
to
Guard,
add, oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Coast Guard captain's license that,
That works as long as it's valid. If, let's say you can't renew because you have a heart condition, and the Coast Guard says, you can't renew it. That does not work anymore. It makes zero sense to me, but you're gonna have to take a safe voting course.
The continuation because
It does,
I've been time license for 30 years
yeah.
and then it expires because they're.
How about an all oceans unlimited tonnage? And
Yeah.
you gotta take a safe voting course? You've been,
I would add too, I think there's, if you take it in one state, as long as it's NASBLA approved, it would apply in Massachusetts. Because I know a lot of people from New Hampshire have been asking
yeah,
about transiting down to Massachusetts and so forth.
yeah, it would be the same.
Is that a standard federalized program that Massachusetts is just now getting involved in?
No, NASBLA's been, that course from '98 was a NASBLA approved course.
Okay,
So NASBLA stands for National Association of State Voting Law Administrators.
okay. Good. Any other questions regarding this new law? Are you doing anything to help promote it through your office?
Last year, I had Mike put it, I'll have to do it again, but it's Vote Ed.
Vote Ed.
Copy it.
We'll also run that as a public service message too. From my end, we'll get that out there with some voting safety tips for the spring.
No, that's great. That's 101.3 for anybody that's not paying attention and listening. Great station. Sorry for the plug, but
Thank you.
plug.
Thank you.
Been enjoying it. Any other questions on mass voting law? Hearing none, let's move on to other. Are you ready for the harbor master's report?
Yeah. Mooring and slip payments are coming in slowly. They always do. Everybody waits to the last second because they all want that half a penny in interest. No, people have been coming in, but it has been pretty slow. We're gonna send out a final reminder probably in 2 or 3 days from Mooring Info, or Links Log. So if you haven't paid, you'll get another invoice in the mail or another invoice emailed. We're not mailing it out a second time. So that's where we're at there.
Thank you.
I've been working with Mike DeMeo and Paul Scott and Sean McCarthy on the finishing touches on the RFP with South River. I'm gonna go out with Mike DeMeo and Sean McCarthy this week. If we can get some time to mark off a couple of spots in the entrance to the Heron River of where we're gonna have the Heron River area surveyed. And we're gonna do that as part of the process. And we'll at least have a survey done, so in the future, if we decide to do something in the Heron River, we'll have a survey in place.
Sure, the O'Toole boys will be happy to see that happening.
Yeah. Do you have any questions on that?
When about will it be done, Stephen?
What? I'm sorry, you broke up.
when will it be finished, the survey of the Herring River? Is it soon or a year or?
No, the survey would, once we get an engineer, then they would start that process, but we have to get an RFP out. And we're
Okay.
just working on that now.
Okay, thank you.
And do you have a rough timeline on when you figure the RFP will be ready for publication?
We were hoping that it was gonna go out this in April, but we're working on it.
Okay.
There's always stuff, and
Always a lot. going on.
Marshfield's got some issues going on financially, so I don't know what's gonna happen, you know.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Just keep our fingers crossed that they keep plugging along and we'll continue to fund that project.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, Stephen.
So one of our trucks during the last storm, the hood got damaged by, we're not sure what. It was either a plow or a loader. Or someone, I was told maybe ice, but looks like a can opener. But the truck's in getting the hood replaced. The first one came in, it was damaged. So the other one came in 2 days ago, so we dropped the truck off yesterday morning. And they'll be working on that to get that back in service. I had Industrial Communications come down and give us estimates on replacing the antennas and working there. And I don't know a whole lot about radio antennas, so I've been working with Mark Donovan. He's kind of taken the lead on that and working on getting some other estimates. They're looking to take over some of the work on it, you know, adjusting the microwave antennas that go across the harbor for their stuff. They would set those up, so that's where we're at with that. And right now, there's no unforeseen expenses. I did get a check today that I deposited for 25,000 from Scituate Boatworks for their rent. So they actually dropped it off yesterday, but nobody told me. So I deposited first thing this morning and brought the turnover sheet up to the office of the treasurer collector.
Great.
And boating classes we talked about, and what else we got? Oh, Woods Hole Oceanographic is tied up and they're gonna be coming in and out on occasion and doing some work in the area. So right now they're on the pump out load at Cole Parkway. You know, for the next couple of days.
The title of it?
The Tioga is in,
Really?
yeah, it was in earlier this year. It's gonna be here throughout the summer, so I'm gonna find some space for it to do some work.
Pete, the captain? Pete's there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he was in the office today. Nice guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Did he have a dog?
I did not see the dog. But they were here a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
They stayed at the Scituate
Yeah.
Harbor Inn.
Yes, I said nothing.
Nice.
And what else we got? The pump out stations are up and they're working. We have not turned the water on yet to the marinas. Power's on the docks, but we're holding off on turning the water on. It's ready to go. Just have to open the valve.
Yep.
I think what else?
When does the shoulder season start?
April 15th. So there was
So
one day of 0-degree temperature. I think it's a mistake. Cause it was like 16 days out and I was like, seems pretty cold for
April.
yeah. And it was just one blip. Everything else is in the 40s at night. You know, high 30s and 40s. So I think it's a blip, but I don't want to find out the hard way.
No. Yeah. I see you push that out so everybody's aware.
We have a few boats up from Sandwich tying up at the pier. We got a boat coming in from New Jersey, one coming in from Rhode Island for the scallops. So they've been signing up through DACWA. We're charging them $100 a night, so we just tell them to go into DACWA, we're at $1 a foot. And tell them to make their boat 100 feet long in DACWA, and it gets billed out that way.
Okay.
So you're using DACA for the town pier too?
Yeah,
Makes it easier for you guys.
it's just simpler.
Yeah.
It's simpler for them, it's simpler for us. We don't have to chase people.
Yeah, cool.
Anybody have any other questions for Stephen?
All right,
Good.
moving
We're
along.
moving along. Stephen, thank you.
No problem.
We didn't really have anything going on financial. I think we're still trying to go through our decompression after last year's efforts. Brian, did you have anything that you wanted to add financially?
Yep. So just a few things. Number one, just seconding what Steven said, slip revenue, we're in at 32%, budgetary amount, 46% on moorings. So it is ticking up in the right direction. More importantly, Nancy Holt in the town, and I believe Susan's aware of this as well, has moved out of all the enterprises funds and general fund some emergency funding based upon the current global situation and fuel pricing. So $50,000 is being transferred out of our retained earnings over to emergency reserves. If unused, it will fold back into retained earnings. So our retained earnings drops from low 300,000 to about 284,000 for now. And that's all I really have to provide. Oh, I'm sorry. One last point. The Cole Parkway Marina project, there was borrowing ability that started in 2022. It's on the special town, rather than Springtown meeting. I believe it's Amendment 3, and at which point the remaining borrowing ability on that will be terminated. So assuming that that gets passed at the April meeting, that will come off our quote unquote debt service borrowing fund.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. Does anybody have any questions for Brian?
Yeah, I do. Brian or Susan or somebody, this 50,000 is moved out into some emergency fund. Is that into like a town emergency fund or is it just a reclassification within the enterprise fund? So I'll let Susan speak more town-wise, but no, we have an emergency fund. It has $10,000 in it right now, Rick. We moved that money over about 6 months ago, $10,000 in anticipation. It was going to be 10,000 a year. However, there's a great deal of concern about the impacts on electricity, fuel pricing, et cetera. So that 50,000 was moved over and it will be resident on our balance sheets in the enterprise fund. Am I right, Susan?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. And we voted to move it over so that they could spend. It's within our policies and procedures to have that emergency fund. The fuel prices are just so high. And
No, right. So
we've
within the enterprise
schools did the same thing as far as moving money.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And again, as Brian said, if we don't use it, we move it back. But it's really just like sound financial procedures, so that they're not overspending without authorization. So the select board authorized the moving of the money.
Yeah, we're currently above our electrical budget as it is. We're about 130%, 136% of spend on that alone. So as Susan said, good financial planning, and it does have one checkpoint, and that is that requires advisory board approval in addition to the normal procedure.
Right.
Okay.
Everything costs more. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
It's the fuel prices are outrageous right now. How we haven't budgeted for that. So
well, I think that's sound financial planning on the town part. So thanks for that update. Anything else for Brian or Susan on the financial end? Okay. Marketing. Mike Pierce and I a little bit about the upcoming plan for the summer. And there's anywhere from 3 to possibly 5 possible events that are being worked on. Starts off in June, the opening of the harbor, and we always try to add it in with First Friday. There's also the discussions of a possible fishing tournament on a lower scale, not a big, big one, but something smaller, more local, and something that can hopefully get the kids involved a little bit. So I know Mike's working on that. Once again, we'll be supporting the Harbor Business Association with their duck race, and Franny will be there, I'm sure, trying to help out with that and setting up the course, which worked out very, very well for them last year. I think they were very pleased with that. So we want to be supportive again of the Downtown Business Association, and that'll bring people down. And the other thing that we talked about last year, and Mike is still looking into it with the Reel, is having a possible movie night down at the harbor, and maybe we'll go see Jaws or something, So I know that they're working on that. And then finally, we're probably going to do Fisherman's Fest again towards the end of the season. So once again, trying to bring people down to the harbor and see a little bit more of what goes on, and should make for hopefully a fun time around the harbor. So please let Mike know. Thanks for all his hard work and trying to help get these developed as he starts working through the process and putting together the plans and working towards on the permits.
Was he gonna do another, the fall thing down the town pier again?
Fisherman's Fest, I think he's looking at there, but has he mentioned anything? He may go to Cole Parkway. That's being looked at.
Really busy.
It was tight. And the other thing too was Front Street was it was very difficult.
Yeah.
And then trying to get the vendors that ran out of food earlier out, it was just hard. So there could be that possibility of moving it over to Cole Parkway and give everybody a little bit more room. Yes, sir.
Kind of off topic, but any word on plans for the bandstand?
They're gonna as from what I understand, they're gonna be replacing it with something, I believe it's this year, so. I don't know if it's gonna be a permanent structure or a temporary structure until they do something else. That's
quite a few events, musical events.
Yeah, I really,
That's more of a Susan.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer. Did they say bandstand? Did Fran say bandstand?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, it broke up a little bit. Yes, there's capital money on the town meeting on April 13th for the replacement of it. So
Yep.
yes, we will be replacing it as soon as we can this summer. If not, there will be a place for concerts if we can't get it up in time.
Always an important part of our season down there. And
Right.
Thanks for that, Susan. So everybody needs to get down to a town meeting and vote that. So very important to be at town meeting on the 13th, which is a Monday. Any other questions or comments on marketing? We're flying.
This might not be marketing and there's nothing we can do about it, but I'm a little concerned with V-Mart closing and Star Market being closed all summer. Because they're not gonna be up and running, the impact on transient boaters and things like that. But there's nothing to work around and there's nothing we can do about it, but it's like, I'm not sure why Star Market wouldn't just keep it going for the summer and close it in the winter, but they know more than I do. But the impact on boaters might be.
That's one of the things we've got a good reputation for, is having a market like that.
Having a market,
Sure.
big market right within 3-minute walking distance.
Yeah, that'll make it challenging. Their timing, it's that corporate side, and that company is actually owned by a conglomerate
Just
over
make
in
sure our
Netherlands.
marketing, if we have anything out there,
Netherlands.
if we have anything out there, we need to not mislead voters either. For just this year.
I haven't heard how long they're going to be doing the switchover. Did you hear? October.
That's what I heard as well.
Well, maybe that's something, if you're sending out any information about happenings, maybe that's where you
just
throw that out.
I can just remove market, limited market on Dockwell.
Yeah, maybe
That's all.
Cause there's nothing else there, like, there's no Cumbie Farms anymore, or 7-Eleven.
Yep.
There's Reynolds Package, but that's too far to walk. That's the nearest.
There's Uber
But
Eats.
there is,
Maria's.
but there is
Yeah.
the transit company where you can, for, I think it's short money,
Get a
where you
bunch of
can,
subs.
where you can have the van come pick you up and take you around town, and I hear it's only a couple bucks. So that, it's a good way to go if somebody does need to get some quick supplies from Reynolds or up to 7-Eleven.
CVS has some things, but not
They
much.
do. They just, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe we shouldn't do anything, because we don't want anybody to like get turned off for next year, but I don't, just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, the restaurants will be happy. They're doing a great job down there. Need to support them too. Liaison reports. Looks like I didn't do a good job of my spacing. Sorry about that. Shellfish Advisory, no Mike DeMayo. Did I not see, and as was discussed last month, again, just as a reminder, the Shellfish Flats on the South River are open. March 2nd through May 31st. Licenses can be obtained at the Scituate Town Clerk's office. If you want to get out there, and I've been hearing that the yield has been very, very strong this year, and some really great stuff they're pulling up. So there's a possibility. And no, oh, there's Howie. Howie, good afternoon, sir. Howie, do you have anything to talk about with Pier 44? Anything interesting going on?
Oh, yeah, I sent an email out to all the members this morning. It was from Paul Barkowitz, the chair of the Pier 44 committee. I thought it was fairly concise. The initial cost that we came up with was around $6 million. And CPC said, can we cut it back to around 4 million bucks? So that's the challenge right now, is to revise some of the plans, see if we can get that cost down. And the object would be to go to CPC later in April and talk to them about that and see what options we might have for funding, in addition to any other fund grants we can get.
Thank you, Howie. They've been working hard on that. Any questions for Howie? Okay, Cole Parkway, Mike is not available tonight.
He's online.
He's online.
Is he? Oh, there he is. Mike Gibbons, good evening, sir. Anything to report on Cole Parkway?
No updates. We haven't had a meeting in a couple months, so nothing to report right now.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
EDC, we continue to just give them updates on what we're doing from a marketing standpoint. I didn't attend last month, so I'll be checking in with them on where we are for our marketing plans coming up for the summer. Any new business? Anything that anybody would like to talk about? Any old business? Michael Orr, welcome, sir. Anything, how's things going on the police department? I saw you out there cruising the harbor today.
Good. We went out with Mass Fisheries today, just doing water samples. We were supposed to go out with the Liam Norton, who took over the plovers. We're supposed to go out with him, but he had to reschedule, so we're gonna try and coordinate with him on like a weekly basis to get him out to Bassings, the Spit, other locations that he has to go to. So it's new to us for taking him out, but we've done a couple test runs and it's fairly easy for our guys to get there. We can kind of chat along with Mass Fisheries, getting them out there too as well, so kind of saves us time away from patrol to help them out. And other than that, we have
Great. Liam's a great guy.
he is
Great kid.
knowledgeable.
Oh, yeah.
Our MP2 boat, which we had money funded through grants, we're repowering that and should be back up next week. We're doing a sea trial, I think, this Friday.
Oh, great.
Hopefully. And then we have our in-service training for all our part-time Marine officers. That's gonna be going on hopefully within the next couple of months or so. Get them up to speed with the new layout on the new boat. And then just any trainings we have with Marshfield, we're getting their new boat, I think, in a couple months, so. We're kind of doing a swap training with them because we have a similar platform. But other than that, that's all I really got for you.
That's great. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for officer? Thanks for being here. And again, thanks for getting us in here. Very helpful. Fisherman, lobsterman, Kevin and David are not here. Any participants, questions and answers? Any thoughts? Franny, anything interesting going on?
Yeah, starting now.
Very good. Good luck. Have a safe season. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to talk about? It's 6:32. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
You broke your record.
So move.
We have a
Second.
and we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Let me just run through this really quick. Brian Cronin.
Aye.
Brian Kelly.
Aye.
Dave Sinkowski.
Aye.
Howie.
Aye.
Rick Murray.
Aye.
TJ.
Aye.
Stephen and David says yes. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.